Hi Blind Flight Simmer. How are you? Are you going to use the voice command feature with P3d?
Hi, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately there's no audio at the moment for the simple reason that these sounds that I'm trying don't seem to have any audio with them for the avionics or anything. That's a shame. So anyway, welcome to the stream. What we're doing is some short BA flights in the A320 so I can test these new IE sounds.
Declan's mic isn't on.
It is now. It should be. I hope it is. And the voice command feature, I'm not sure what you mean about that. Unfortunately, there is no voice command feature with P3d. There used to be with IYP, but now it's all just... Right, and we actually live? There is no voice command feature. Yeah, we are. The mic is on. Right, let's just check. So Josh, welcome to the stream. He is here. Nick as well. It was Nick who said that. Apologies. Hopefully the stream chat's going to work today.
https://twitter.com/bflightsimmer support my Patreon. https://www.patreon.com/user u=129666232.
Right, so apparently Restream are so stupid that not only do they make an application that stops working and doesn't read out the names of people in stream, it also reads out links. Bad job, Restream. Very bad job. Anyway, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so this is where we are at the moment. We're down on the ground in Heathrow, and we're going to do some short flights. I'm going to have a look what's departing out. There should be some little ones around the UK. But yeah, I'm using FS Tramp, Nick, so it's not voice command. It's just simply using the screen reader to navigate around. Right, so let's see what's actually going out of Heathrow. So, in terms of A320s...
Hi, what's up?
Hi, whoever that is. Welcome to the stream. I will look in a second. So we could go to Manchester. That's a really short one. That's to Geneva. That's a bit longer. I'm just looking for... I'm just looking for little like short flights that we can do. That's going to Munich. We could probably get to Munich and back.
There was a video of Arinx using a feature where you can do the flight checklists without pressing any buttons, and it was really awesome.
Oh right,
it also allows you to fly the plane with just your voice.
That's
I'm in chat. Just landing a C-172.
Okay, I assume the last one's Marshall. The thing that Josh would have been using would have been multi-crew experience, which does do the checklist, but it can't land the aircraft, so it can't fly the plane fully, which is why we're not using that. We're using FS Tramp today. It is a good add-on for what it does, of course, but like I say, it can't land the aircraft, and there's certain things that it can't do, so FS Tramp will actually allow us to get from A to B properly. Right. We could do the Manchester flight. That's a really short one. Oh, there's a lot here actually. There's one here going to Dusseldorf. I wonder how far that is. That's not usually very far, is it? We could probably go there. What's the time on that? Oh, nice. That's about an hour. Let's go to Dusseldorf. We'll do that. That's a nice short flight. So, what we need to do, I've done the fuel and payload already, just done a very generic sort of fuel and payload as if we're doing a short flight. What we're going to do though is just go to my project fly, and we're going to type this in. So we're going EGLL, EDLL, is it no, I think it's EDDL, I think. Yeah, that's the right one. Right. Let's see if they do it. There's a load of A319s. Oh, that's easy. There we go, that's what we'll do. So we'll just copy that reg. This is a good insight on how I set all the flights up anyway. So I'm just going to go and add this aircraft.
I could go to EDDL in about 1H30 last time I did it on VATSIM in a LJ45.
You could go, okay, well we'll be a bit faster than that just because we're in a Airbus, but okay. Nice. So we're an A320. Just go for the first one. Airline, we'll just put BA and we should pop up. Go down a bit because I put the that's the one. Reg, paste, home base, we'll put Heathrow, I don't know if it is, but probably. Don't need an image, add the aircraft. Select aircraft, back here, that's the one we want. Book and dispatch. SimBrief Auto. This will generate my routing on the Airac 1902, of course.
I had to deal with ATC as well.
Yes, I don't want to have to do that today. What the hell is SimBrief doing? Oh no, okay, it worked. I thought it just stopped, but it hasn't. Yes, I don't have to deal with ATC today. Yeah, apologies, this is a bit boring, but we'll get going soon. So what I'm just going to quickly do is go and check my briefing, just to check our departure runway and also to check our cruise altitude to put into, or to make sure FS Tramp is alright. Right, here's my PDF. So let's just use this. Oh, that's my timed. I think it's just chucked me right into the middle of the document. You gotta love PDFs, thanks SimBrief. Right, here we go, back at the top. So all I want is... Where is my...
Hey Deb, it's Alex.
Hi Alex. Welcome to the stream. Oh, here we go. So we're going up to 33,000 by the looks of that as our max. So it's 0330. And let me just go and check our departure runway. So we're going off 27 right. You can see we have the SID, the det to Foxtrot, and then we're going.
Couldn't you use FS Tramp and multi-core experience together?
Well, I'm not sure how that would work. Probably, but they both use the aircraft's autopilot. I would imagine you could use MC to do the checklist, probably. But a lot of the you could get MC to do the checklist, for example, like the power up flow, so it'd start the engines. But all that essentially does is adds the voices in to. It essentially adds a co-pilot in. So we'll start the engines just like I will in a minute with the Control E command. It just gives the voice feedback, and as to say what it's doing. I haven't tried it. I can't remember if Josh has done it before with FST as well. I don't know if they'd conflict. Problem is with using so many bits of software together, and especially ones that can fly the aircraft partially, like MCE. I never know if they're going to conflict together. Right, so we're sorted with the flight plan on the routing. I know where we're going now. That's fine. Let's just go and export this. We need to select a file type here. Whatever. Where is it? We just want. Let's go with it. FSX P3d, that's the one. I'm going to send this to. I never really get this with the P3d thing. For some reason, if I click on Flight Simulator X, it sends mine to P3d, so we'll just do that. Export, even though it says unavailable, it is. Right, so it's been successfully exported. That will do as nicely. And actually what we can go and do now here is just click Fly Now on the route.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to test MCE and FST later on.
Yeah.
With the Feel There urge you have to preset the elevator trim and MCE can set it easily.
Yeah, I used to do that. I used to set the trim when I did it with MCE. Yeah, see how it goes together. Right, so it's only 200 and something miles, so it's a really short flight. Now, so I'm just going to start this engine. So Josh, I assume if I load the stuff in at the gate here and then spawn to the runway,
understand.
it'll still work.
I just thought it would add to the experience.
Oh, I'm sure it would.
I really enjoy hearing the engine sounds, especially when taking off, and the voices of the ATC and the pilot. It adds to the experience.
Yeah, it all mounts up to create a better experience, I guess. Yeah, so let's just start the engines first here. We got the two IAE engines on this thing.
Yeah, if you load the plan into FST and spawn at the runway, you're good.
Right, okay, great. Yeah, I thought so. I haven't done that a lot. I've spawned with it before, but not with the plan loaded. Right, that's the first one started. Here comes our second one. It's very quiet inside the aircraft, isn't it?
I did not know that airplane fuel comes in trucks. That was awesome to know.
Oh yeah, you'll have the fuel truck come and stick the connector into your aircraft and fuel you up that way. Right, you can hear the engines are very, very quiet on the inside. Hopefully they'll get going a bit more when we actually depart. They're a lot louder on the outside. Interesting. Anyway, so let's actually go and do FS Tramp, shall we? So we're going to need screen review to do that. Now you can see there it says, basically when the developers made this aircraft, they put the British Airways as a flipping CFM engines, and they use IAEs. So I had to go and change it to a livery that has IAE engines, which is why we're not actually a British Airways aircraft. So there we go. Right, so we're selected on plan. I'm just going to go and check my aircraft here, and that it's all set.
Just got a -13 landing rate in a Cessna 172.
Very good. Very good. Right, let's just check that this box is set. That's okay, that's all sorted. Cruising, that's set to 33,000, which is actually our cruise altitude anyway. That's set to 0.81. I'm going to bring that back a little bit because we don't quite need to go that fast. Oops. We'll go to like 0.79 or something. Touchdown is 140, that'll do us nicely. There's our OK button. Right, let's just go and load this plan in. Hopefully I can find the right one, and then we'll go.
Context menu, open, O. Open dialog, list, F0, EDDL, 01.PLN7, FSX15, September 18, FX01.PLN7.
Hi Caleb here, leaving the stream a bit early on, bit late.
Okay, don't worry.
And I did not miss the airport. Landed at exactly 0 NM.
Yeah, I don't think sometimes you miss the airport, Marshall, I think it's, or whoever that is, I assume it's Marshall. It's just that sometimes, because it depends how big the airports are and where the runways are. I think that's the right plan, but let me just go and... I'm going to assume that that's... Oh, it's going to do that.
How much
thing
do
now.
these flight sims cost? I would like to start my flight journey.
Well, P3d for the academic license, I think it's about 60 British pounds. You can get FSX for pretty cheap now. Must be about 20 British pounds or something. So it really depends. Oh, it's done this annoying thing. I hate P3. This is why I don't like P3d when it does this unavailable thing. Just because I go out the window. It's an absolute.
Yes, it was me. It just strung messages together.
Right. Let me see if I can use. Oh, I need to use object nav, don't I? To get back into it. Where the hell is it? Oh, there we go.
FSX 15 September 18th.
Right, I think...
I live in the US.
That's the right one. Yeah, that's definitely the right one there, but how do I... Oh.
Open dialog D. Webster documents. P3d V4 files title. EDL to EDDL departure. EDL destination. EDDL description.
Oh, there we go. I've got it now.
List 01.PLN 6 of 21. 01.PLN.
Enter.
01 FS tram.
There we go. We're loaded in. Sorry, I just needed to check that was the right flight plan. And of course, P3d just goes.
Map 1.
Oh, screen review again.
Right,
there we go.
Not sure why it does that window thing with you. Perhaps because I have better screen space to work with, it doesn't do that.
Possibly.
I was so close to the airport that on occasion you can actually hear the fuel truck backing up to the aircraft to fill it up.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, it could be that, Josh. I don't know. It's something to do with the way mine is. I wonder if it's maybe it's in full screen mode. Right. Autopilot.
This is why I did not keep P3d in the system as FED.
Well, you couldn't use P3d anyway, Marshall, because of your system. P3d is very good in many ways. I have no problem with it in general, but it's just that when it does that unavailable thing that really gets on my nerves. Right, our plan is now set. So now all we need to do is just get rid of FST, go back to Object Review, and just go and try and use I've got to use OCR in these flipping menus. Oh, there we go. Go to airport. That's the one I want. Now, is it going to work with the dialogue? Yes, it is. Very nice. And we were going off 27 right, I think. So let's just push the plane to that runway.
Did you use a program called Radar Contact?
I wanted to use a program called Radar Contact, funnily enough, but it doesn't seem to work very well with Windows 10. It had error after error with problems. It's unfortunately it's open source now. Well, it's not open source, but it's no longer being developed, so it was released for free. And I had it and I looked at it, and yes, it didn't work. Right. So we've now loaded on the runway. By the looks of things here. Let's set our flaps. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this sound pack actually. I think I'm going to go back to my old one because it doesn't seem to have proper flap sounds. Anyway, we'll set them and it is what it is. Right, so I assume, let me just go back and check on FS Tramp that we're all set here. It's just going to do its usual loading thing. Let's pick that up, 23,005, yeah, so we should be absolutely fine. Right, release the parking brakes then, and full power. And we're up, I think. Gear up. Flaps up. You can hear it's bringing the power back. FST clearly has us under control. Very nice. Off we go to Dusseldorf. We can just sit back now pretty much and just let it do its thing. Sounds aren't bad. They're not bad, they're not great though either. is it restream again? Yeah, fuck restream. I can read it on here. The chat's not working. Yeah, okay, thanks Marshall. Yeah, restream chat again. The sound, yeah, the sound's fine now. Which sounds are these? These are the Aerosoft ones from the Aerosoft Airbus. Josh, yeah, I don't know what it is, Josh, with my radar contact. I really don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you because it's a lot of people have had problems with Windows 10. All the people I've seen who've had problems have been on Windows 10, but I don't know why. I really don't get it. But there we go. I'm just reading the chat on my phone now, so apologies if I'm a bit behind. Wouldn't I have to contact ATC for directions? Well, if we were using ATC, we would, yes. Well, I mean, you see, the problem that I have with a lot of the ATC add-ons is that what ATC would do in real life is they'll assign you a departure called a SID, and what a SID is a specialised instrument departure. And because there's so many aircraft out of busy airports, they have departures already set, and they'll have procedures that'll say, you know, okay, so take off and then climb to 500 feet and then turn right and then do this. And so ATC should say, okay, you're cleared on the blah 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 departure, and then you'll take that departure. Flipping heck, that was very quick succession there. But what it actually does in a lot of the ATC add-ons is it'll start turning you on headings after departure. It'll say turn right to this heading, turn left to this heading, and that's not how it would really be done, and it just annoys me sometimes. Because in real life often you just fly the departure and that's it. Right, I think we've probably just got above 10,000, which is why the power's gone in. Oh no, I don't think we have actually. So we're trying to climb to 23,000, climb at 2,400, and it's still 200. Yeah, so I think actually the power's been moving around a lot, so I don't know if it's been going to some restrictions or something on the altitude.
S 62.7% RAM used. CPU at 44.8%.
There we go. I think we're above 10,000 there, as you can hear. Just come by. You think they sound more accurate? Well, that's good, Alex. Yeah, I mean, I think I prefer the other ones to these. They kind of sound the same at full power. The other ones just have a bit more bass, a bit more oomph to them. These seem a little bit sort of, I don't know, flat. But they're good, they're good. So we're still going for 23,000. And as you can see, it's gone to a lot of power because we're increasing the speed. So all is good. And then we'll come back from Dusseldorf. We'll try and get back from Dusseldorf as well, time permitting, and then we'll see what we're at. I like the outside sounds, they're quite nice. Yeah, I mean, previously the add-ons that we've had for ATC, or for me anyway, were a bit limited, for the simple reason that the actual add-ons that you can get, there's one called PF3. PF3 is a good ATC add-on. It sounds pretty realistic. The only issue with it is it causes problems with FSX Pilot. When you actually use an FSX Pilot and you go to type things into the boxes for FSX Pilot, it keeps chucking you out of the window and into the PF3 window. It's something like that anyway. So it doesn't work well with FSX Pilot a lot of the time. So I never used to use that. And the only other one really is Radar Contact 4, which, as I said, I tried for many weeks actually to get working because I wanted it to work, because that worked great with FSX Pilot, but it just kept throwing DLL errors at me. And so the only other option I had was to use default ATC. default ATC is okay. I improved it by installing some better add-ons for default ATC to improve the phraseology, but then of course you have to keep doing OCR to see what the options are and doing 1 and 2 and things, and whilst it's doable, doing that and reading chat and focusing on what the plane's doing, and you know, perhaps it just gets a bit like, you get to the point where you don't enjoy the stream. It's like 2 hours or 3 hours of just absolute chaos, and by the time you're done you're like, oh. Whereas like today, it's just chill, we're just cruising along, we can just have a chat, and it's just, it makes it more enjoyable for me to stream. Right, this is still climbing, still going to 23,000. I think that might actually be our final altitude. I don't know why Simbrief gave me 33,000, because it said we were going to 23 then going up to 33. I think that's wrong. I think we're just going to go to I think we're just going to go to 23. That's fine. Yes, Josh, yeah. That's the Pro ATC one is the only one that will actually give that. That won't that will give you a departure and let you fly it and not mess about with you. Josh, you've had some success, but yeah, I think I've seen you on some videos with that, yeah. So I guess sometimes you can get it to work, but others, yeah. Do you know of any other chat applications, Josh? Because Restream chat is terrible. Like, it's so bad now. I don't even want to use it, it's that bad. Do you know of anything else? So we can see it's now at 0.60 for the Mach and still climbing nicely. Oh, another waypoint there. I assume we're still on the same restriction. Yeah, we are. Oh, by the way, for anyone who wants it, I uploaded my latest Eurofly mods yesterday. There's some new things, some new airport environment sounds, and some new turbulent sounds and a few bits. So if anyone wants me to post a Dropbox link in chat, I can. I've posted it on the mailing list in a few places. I don't know how many people here even play Eurofly, because I very rarely play it nowadays, but you know, every so often. You see it's bringing the climb rate back as expected, and we're now at 0.62 Mach. So looks like we're going to cruise pretty low, but it is a really short flight over to Dusseldorf. They actually do this, not British Airways, but it is done from the UK to Germany, Dusseldorf, in a Dash 8 Q400, so that shows you how short the flight is. Okay, right, nice, Josh. Yeah, I need to send Restream a message. Like, I don't have a problem with Restream. All I need it to do is just read out the messages. But even that, it just seems bad at. Like, it keeps, like you can see now, it's not. It's just stopped reading them out. Yeah, Nick, I do have a Team Talk server. I have to make people accounts, obviously. But I do have a Team Talk server. And of course it doesn't read out the names. Those two things were fixed, then that's all I need it to do. Like, it'd be nice to have a more accessible interface as well, but you know, it's just bad the way it is. Right, I think we've pretty much hit cruise by the looks of it. Let's see if I'm right. Oh no, we haven't. We're still climbing slowly.
1200 FT/min.
Oh, I think we're just sort of, it's drastically reducing the climb rate.
3000. Alt. 0800 FT/min.
Yeah, it looks like we're levelling off for cruise.
S.
So, we'll be here for a while. That NVDA noise is just FS Tramp adjusting things, so that'll stop in a minute.
Alt.
Yes, yes, Josh. These will perform better than the. Yeah, it'll do. These are better than the Aerosoft. The Aerosoft Airbus isn't bad for us. I've heard people who could use it with FSX Pilot, sort of, but I don't really see the point. I can just put the sounds into this one, and this one works just fine. So I'd much rather do that. Yeah, well, yes, Nick. There is a thing on my Patreon where I think if you're a patron, I will do the Team Talk server. That was, I mean, it's really difficult for me to say what to do with that, because I mean it'd be great to have more people on there to chat like that. But then, like, the reason I did that with the Patreon is because I was like, well, what can I offer patrons that's something that they would want, that you know, you're not just paying, like, I don't know, I guess like if I just say, right, pay here, support the channel, people will be like, well, what am I getting out of this? Whereas if I gave people access to things, whether it be, you know, like an early flight request or access to the Team Talk server, then you can. I mean, obviously there are people on the server who aren't patrons, but that's just because I know them. I've known them for a long time, or you know, they're friends of mine, so that's why they'll be on there even if they're not a patron. But that was just an idea that, you know, if someone comes into the stream and wants to have a chat about something, or even, you know, off stream, they could do it that way. So I'm guessing we're all levelled off.
23,000. Alt. 0000.
Yeah, we are.
85. Yes. Mark.
And we're just staying at 0.64. I reckon we could have gone a bit higher actually, but I'll just let it do its thing. If it wants to keep us at this altitude, then yeah, keep us at this altitude, sim brief. I would go out of the window and look at Project Fly to see how long we've got left, but that often something can sometimes throw, it can cause focus issues then with FS Tramp. So like, for some reason you don't hear the new airport sounds. So like when you open the doors you don't get any sound. That is weird. So with the folder, it was the aircraft folder out of the audio folder, so you just pasted it into the main audio folder, I assume, and hit replace. If you go to the open door sound for category 2 and 3, do you get the outside APU sound added on? You copy the... Oh right, yeah, but it's not for small airports, that's right, it's for 2 and 3. Because the small airports wouldn't have... They're usually just... The smaller ones are just like little fields or little strips, so I didn't add it to them. You can look... Well, yeah, I mean, I haven't done a lot of research on it. I know Josh says you can't find one. I've never really looked into it. But if you could have a look then and find something, then great. Because I mean, I don't know, because I like Restream because it does it from both of my Twitch and YouTube, and it does whatever, but it just seems really bad lately, just terrible. Yeah, Borak, so that's why it won't work. If you're at Category 1 airports, it'll be the same. I'm trying to think what I added a new turbulence sound, so it won't just go, you're entering turbulence, blah blah blah. I added some new airport environment sounds, and I added, you know, when you do Alt N to slow the aircraft down, and you used to get the mechanical noise, I added a better one for that, that's from the speed brakes of real aircraft. I got rid of the beeping sounds when you're typing stuff in and replaced it with like FMC clicks. So there's a few things. I just tended to add stuff. I think I've done it over the past few months, and I just thought I'd update it for everybody. Oh yeah, Alex, yeah, they can be just as active as the real airports, if not more, because you get all the little props. But the reason I didn't add the sounds in is because the sounds I added were like jet aircraft, like really large jet aircraft with their APUs, or, you know, like a lot of the larger pushback trucks and stuff. But a lot of the Category 1s on Euroflight, perhaps not all of them because of the system, but a lot of them are smaller strips where you just see a lot of prop activity. And it can least opportunity. Yeah, there is that. Borak, what does he say? Those beeps did. Sorry, I don't know what you mean by that, Borak. What you mean? On yours they haven't been replaced, or you don't want them replaced? No, I'm not going anywhere afterwards, Marshall. Borak, you still have the beeps when you type. I'm pretty... Aren't those the ones where you said about the silencers? Oh, I can't remember. Are they in the aircraft folder of the audio, the beep sounds? Because I replaced them in mine and just uploaded the aircraft folder. It's not that I don't mean like the click 1, click 2. I mean like where you've got there'll be a folder and it's got 1 to 9, and they were just like the beeps like you'd have on a phone. That's what Stefan put in, and I hated them, so I changed them. Alright, no. See if they're in the... Marshall, they've not been replaced. The ones where, yeah, okay, yeah, the ones where you type in squawk. Right, just a second. I wonder if... Where are they? Eurofly... Audio... Where actually are they stored? Because I can't remember. I really have no idea where they're even stored. I don't know if they're even in there, are they? Airport background. Where? I know why you haven't got them. It's the tones folder you need. That's what you need. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, from here. Right, I know what I need to do then. I will, after the stream later on, Borak, upload the tones folder to the shared folder. That's what I'll do. And then you'll be able to get it there. That's yeah, they won't have been replaced. I know why. It's just because they're in a different folder. It's flipping Stefan and his random layouts, and I didn't realise. Yeah, that's fine. I'll sort that out. I replaced them with real FMC sounds because the phone sounds are really unrealistic. I mean, can you imagine typing into an aircraft and getting it sound like you're dialing an old-fashioned phone? Nah. I replaced them with sounds from I think it's a real 747, just like little FMC clicks as if you're typing in values. But I always say to people, back up your originals in case you don't like them. Yeah, that's where they... That's why, Borak, I know why it is. You need to get them into the... Yeah, I'll put them into the mod, yeah. I mean, these are, I suppose, unofficial mods, because Stefan doesn't put them in his game. Right, I could probably get him to, but I need a way that I can update stuff And no matter what I do, there's always people who don't like the mods for one reason or another. You know, they'll say something's too loud or something's too blah blah. Just that. Back up your originals, and if there's something you don't like, you know, you can edit it with audio editing programs, or you can replace back your originals. Right, I assume we're still at 23,000. So yeah, we are. It usually descends a bit later. FS Tramp. You hear what this sounds like? I don't know if you'd actually be able to, I could try and play it for you now, Nick, but I don't think you'd be able to hear it over the aircraft because it's quite quiet. Have you got the shared Eurofly folder? Because I can post a link in chat for you, Nick, if you don't. But but you'll be able to, before you replace them, any files in there, you can play them to see what they sound like, so you can decide whether you actually want them. But if I play it now, I'm not sure how loud it'd be. I might be able to play it once we've landed. Because it's like, it's not really loud, it's just a little sort of, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like you're pressing a button really or something. It's just a little tap sound. What's going on in the mailing list? A bunch of people are trying to work out how to install my mod, even though I told them how to install it. That's pretty much what's happening, probably. Or she'll be posting the file. Oh right, yeah. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, for updating that. That'd be great. I will. Yeah, there's some extra aircraft there, and I'll also, before you post it, I'll do the tones folder with my little click sounds. I'll put that in as well. And then you can update that, yeah. Oh, we had a new follower on Twitch. Who is that? Pusey Flaps or something? I don't know how to say that name, but thank you for the follow, whoever that was. Yeah. Gus low cruise, yeah, we are low cruising. It was Simbrief. It's a really weird. I'm pretty sure we could have gone higher, but it's quite a short flight, and so it only gave us 230, which is slightly weird, but we'll go with it. And yes, this is the IE, using some Aerosoft sounds, just testing them out. You crashed it. You shut the engine down accidentally. How did you manage to do that? Sounds like whoever did that on my stream that time when they just said, nah, you're not landing, and just cut my engines for some fun. Today? Oh wow. Let me just go and see on Project Fly how we're doing. Where's my flight? Distance 126, and we're still at, yeah, we've got a little bit. That's why, yeah. I don't quite get why our cruise out was so low. Let me just get FS Tramp back. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why it was so low, but. Well, you see, like I say, out of the UK to Germany, they actually do this flight in a Q400. But I reckon we could have got to about 30,000 or something at least, but whatever. We're staying nice and low, apparently. Beef gave you 23. Yeah, I saw that when you said that, Marshall. That's very weird. I've never had it do that. It's usually fine on the longer routes. I mean, you can always change it yourself and just go and put one in online flight. Sorry, what am I on about? In the plan section of FS Tramp, and that'll do it. If you want to. But, very weird. Page up and down, that's because I hope. Oh dear. Flipping, yeah. That was a shame. It's a shame he did it 100 metres and not a little bit lower, otherwise you might have been able to survive it, because you might have had enough speed to just touch down. Oh well. Marshall, that was in a 7.5. Yeah, that's very weird. I don't know why I'd give you 23,000 at 7.52. That's very, very low. Oh well. I'd just bypass that and go higher. Hopefully we won't have those problems when the Project Fly dispatcher comes along. Because what Project Fly does... Oh, and Josh, I know you're talking about the schedules, by the way. Matt Davis was telling me the other day. He updates the schedules for Project Fly once a month, and the reason it's such a problem in America and not in Europe is because a lot of the American airlines in America, a lot of the American ones, use different call signs. Sometimes they'll change it every few weeks or something like that, so the call sign is often not the same. So it gets updated every month, but sometimes during that month, especially in America, the call sign will get changed, which is why sometimes it's a little bit out, but it gets updated every month. And yeah, hopefully the Project Fly dispatcher will sort some issues out that we have. Do you change the altitude? I just mean, Gus, if your altitude's too low, just by going into your plan dialog, your aircraft dialog, changing what's set for the cruise altitude there and clicking OK. So you know how that works with speed, you can also do that with altitude, and that will then override your flight plan, which is useful if like you had the problem that Marshall had where it just gave him a ridiculously low cruise altitude. There is, and I haven't used this, and I think I know what it is. Josh might be able to confirm, but there is a separate thing that says cruise alt / speed. That's a separate thing in the context menu. Can you change it there as well, Josh, or is that if you're making an FS Tramp flight plan? Yeah, that is yeah, that's a SimBrief issue, Josh. But yeah, hopefully Project Fly itself will have aircraft like that on the dispatcher. That will be nice. But what project? Oh, I know what I was going to say. Yeah, what Project Fly dispatcher is going to do is it gets the real-world routes from a source called Aviation Cloud, and so it can pull the latest route that was used for that flight from the real-world airlines. Or obviously it can just generate one. I'm sure you'll be able to have filters. You know, you might be able to say, okay, I want the most fuel efficient route, or I want the fastest route. You'll be able to say things like this. Did I change the gate announcement sounds? Which of those? You mean the one where it'll go gate 1? No, I didn't change those. If that's what you mean. We're still at cruise because we have such a low cruising altitude. We're not going to descend for a little bit. We should be relatively soon though. You can see we're just at 0.64 on the Mach speed. Hopefully we'll get a bit of a better cruise altitude on the way back. Nick does what I mean. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I could change them with. I could probably get a better text-to-speech voice. I don't know what I could put in place of that. The text-to-speech voice could be updated, probably. Oh right, I see, Josh. So it's that for aircraft that don't have your auto throttle, just like small GA, and you can go and set that there. Right, okay. Yeah. So that's not really helpful. Yeah, so it looks like the best way, Gus, to change your cruise alt is just to go and do that in the aircraft dialogue of the plan, where you can also obviously change your speed, and that'll override. Joshua, yeah, that makes sense, Josh. Yeah, that's fine. Marshall, you need to make a joystick profile for Eurofly with this joystick. Yeah. Well, native joystick support is coming in Eurofly 3. I can say that because it's been publicly announced, I think, already. If it hasn't, then rip me. But I don't really care. So yeah. It's a bit awkward sometimes to play Eurofly with a joystick because there's so many sort of details that you need a lot of the time, like especially on approach. You need like your nose angle, your speed, your altitude, and on a joystick you have to know where all them buttons are. I'm so used to using my keyboard for it, it just gets strange using the joystick. Yeah. Nick, you could do that. The braking sounds. Oh, the beeping sounds. Yeah, we could get rid of those. Those are used for quite... Although, the problem with me getting rid of those is that it's also used... You know, for example, when you're coming off the Gates taxiway and you're turning back onto the main one, and you just hear the beeping. No voice, just the beeping, and when the beeping stops, you turn north. We need something there, because otherwise you wouldn't know where you are and when to turn north. So I could change the beeping to something else, but we would need some sort of form of a sound there. But like, yeah, that's why FS Tramp is so good at flying the aircraft, why it's been so stable on this flight, because what it's actually doing is using the autopilot that's built in. And previously, yes, Borak, it would have made sense to use that, but the problem is accessing it, because the way that will work is usually people would program stuff into the FMC and then activate the autopilot. Now, of course, we can't do that, and that's why we used FSX Pilot, which did everything manually. But what FS Tramp can do in these bigger aircraft is it can load things and access the aircraft's autopilot that's built in, and use that to fly, which is why it's been so much more stable. And that's what it does. So that's why when we get to like 100 feet on this flight, you'll hear the autopilot of the aircraft just disconnect, and then I'll just idle the throttle and we'll land. That's what happens. Are we still at cruise? Yep.
23,000.
Let's go and see how we're doing. 72 nautical miles. Okay, yeah. I keep forgetting that. I keep thinking because we're in an Airbus we're going fast, but we're really going quite slow because of this cruise hold. I probably could have climbed us actually earlier and just got us up there and faster, but whatever. It increases the length of the stream, and there's no point climbing us now because we'll be descending not long. Marsha, you're on TT, you're just trying to... Okay, yeah, right, yeah. Alex, you noticed that these A320s are being used to carry small... Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen many cargo A320s. I've seen a lot of the older, like, Boeing aircraft, like the 75s, 76s, some of the triples as well. A lot of them do, and then in the 74s, of course, doing cargo. Not a lot of the Airbuses, strangely enough. Especially the A320s. That's interesting that they're starting to use them for cargo. That sound has changed it a bit less. What sort of thing are you looking for, Nick? Just another, I mean, another beeping sound, or what? Like, how, what sort of sound would you want there? Because there's got to be something definite that you can use because of the whole, like, when you're taxiing off of the gate section onto the main Eurofly taxiway. Marshall, can you... Yeah, you can move them all, yeah. Another waypoint. Are we going to start descending yet? FS Tramp? Whoever came up with that name. No idea. Apparently not. Well, I'm just leaving it. We'll be absolute... What? Oh, okay. It's alright. It just sounded like it started increasing the power. I was like, you're not going to start climbing, are you?
060 HDD 23 degrees max tank 23,000 alt 0000 FT/min.
No, we're fine. I think we're just making a turn. Hopefully we'll start descending soon, but I have had it where it's descended quite late before, so I'm not worried. It does it a lot.
S.
That is descending now.
Alt 0000 FT/min 285 000 alt 23,000.
The power's just come back a bit. This tramp was named after... Yeah, I do wonder where they got it from. It is a very FS tramp, like what? Oh, ignore that, that's just a phone. What uploaded you think you were? What have you uploaded, Marshall? More like an alert sound. Yeah, I don't like the backing up sound either, to be honest with you. It sounds more like a truck than a plane. But I guess it's there just to let you know that you are reversing. More like an alert sound. I'll have a look and see what I can find. Does anyone have any sort of files or sounds that they have in mind? I'll have a look and see if I can find some sort of way to tie it in with aircraft. No, we don't need the real world startup of a 738 Marshall. We've used that before. It's enough of that. We can get rid of it. Yeah, they're nice, Nick, because you get the seatbelt sounds, and when you've got the cabin door open, you get all the passenger movements and stuff. Yeah, I like those. The turbulence sound that I added is really funny though, because it really sounds like the aircraft's being shaken around. You get such a it sounds like it's being shaken to pieces. So it's better than the thing going, "You're entering the turbulence." It does it so many times, it's so annoying. Yeah, I know I'm entering the sodding turbulence. Well, yeah, exactly, Alex. You don't get the sort of... It sounds like one of the lorries, doesn't it? When a plane's reversing, you don't get the beep, beep. I mean, it's very annoying. I might change that and just see if I mean, all you really need is just to have it say something like, you know... You see, I don't really know. Planes can't even reverse. Like, you can't... A plane doesn't reverse in real life. You don't have a plane going backwards down a taxiway. It just doesn't happen. So... I don't like the feature anyway, and I never use it, which is why, like, whenever you'll see me play Eurofly, I always will just turn around and go the other way if I need to go the opposite direction. I don't reverse, because it's just, you don't do that. The only time planes will ever reverse or go in any direction like that is on the pushback, when you get your pushback tug pulling the plane off the stand and onto the taxiway, and then, you know, obviously it starts its engines and off you go. But that's the only real time. It never, with engines on, will start going backwards. Oh, we're going down, people.
S 285 minus minus 2200 FTs left. 20,900.
It's going down to 20,900.
Minus 2,600 FTs left.
Minus 2,600. It's getting a good descent rate up there. Yes, down we go.
Minus 3,000 FTs left in.
Whoa, we are getting some good descent rates here.
Minus 3,400 FTs left in.
Minus 3,400. It will do this, don't worry, I'm used to it now.
17,000.
It's not. Oh, it's now going down to 17.
And
yeah, it's definitely getting a good descent rate up. Anyway, down we go to Dusseldorf. Why are they just using Primavera? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even know where Stefan got the text-to-speech from, or what it is. I don't know. It's a bit weird. I couldn't tell you because I really don't know what voices they're using. I mean, I guess it's difficult because a lot of the systems in real-world aircraft, they don't have a voice when you turn them on. You know, you wouldn't get like autopilot on. It doesn't happen. You just flick a switch and it's on, and pilots would see that visually. Obviously, for us, that's not the case. So you have to have a automated sort of voice telling you. So, but I don't know where he got the voices from. They are a bit weird.
Minus 1900 FTs left in.
Oh, okay. It's brought the descent rate back a little bit. Yeah, it kind of does, Marshall. It kind of does sound a bit like the Google voice. I really don't know where he got it from. I don't know if it's some text-to-speech API or if some like somebody actually recorded it for him. I really don't know. He's going to need some more stuff for Eurofly 3 anyway. Right, new waypoint. What's our restriction?
285. Yes. Alt.
15,400. We're going down quite a bit. You can see the Mach speeds come back.
15,400.
So we're continuing down into Dusseldorf. I don't think I've ever landed into Dusseldorf in the sim.
S.
Which sounds do I prefer? I would say the other ones, because they're more complete. Having been on an A320, these sounds for the IEs are nice. They're okay, but they don't have any avionics. They don't have any flaps, and the gear sound is just very generic. It's not really like the Airbus where you get the kind of screeching noise as the gear goes down. And the Sky High ones just have a bit more bass, a bit more oomph to them. These are a bit kind of They're good, but they're just a bit... They lack a bit of something when you're on departure. So I would go for the other ones. I think they're a bit better all round. And I keep hearing a click noise with these sounds as well in my headphones. Like when it's on idle, I hear like a so I think somebody's not looped something properly. So I would say the other ones. I haven't tried a lot of the TSS ones, so I need to try those as well. Oh yeah, we did do that Q400 flight on Vatsim. Yeah, that was the flyby over to Dusseldorf. Hi Jesse, welcome to the stream. Nicholas is open very. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, because I mean, at the minute you just get the waypoint sound, and then you're going to have to check. But this wasn't made for BVI. It's just that we can access it, so we'll have to see what the dev can do. Talking about Eurofly, Nick. Sorry, I don't quite get what you mean. Do you mean the in Eurofly when the steward says whatever?
Oh, minus 2000 FT/min. Oh, 06600.
Okay, we're now going down to 6,000, I think, or 6,600 rather.
Oh, 0660.
Looking good on the speed.
06600. 23 degrees max 10. 0. Oh, minus 1800 FT/min.
There we go. Minus 1800 is our descent.
S.
Nick, yes, oh right, yeah, I mean a lot of the steward announcements on Eurofly are out of sync. Like when you reach like 500 they'll go, you can take off your seatbelts and blah blah blah, and obviously that's completely not the case. So the kind of timings on them do need to be rejigged. Back in the 70s they do. Yeah, they would use reversals. Yeah, like that. Yes, but of course with all these new safety things, there's a lot of things that they used to do that we can't do now. No, Marshall, that's fine, you can get rid of that.
Oh. Minus 1200 FT/min.
Right, so we're at 250, or that's what it's aiming for. Clearly we've passed past 10,000. Annoyingly there's no flap sounds in this, so I'm just going to have to kind of guess what I'm doing with the flaps.
Minus 245.
It's very annoying. Right, let's give it a notch flaps now. There are gear sounds, but just no flaps.
Minus 240.
Okay, we're now aiming for 240. Let's give it a bit more flap. Another waypoint selected. What's our restriction for this?
0.215. Minus 1800 left. Alt. 00100.
So it's going back down to 100 here.
Alt. Minus 1800
Which is
left. 220.
good. and we're going down on the speed as well, so let's give it some more flap. You'll hear the power come in now I've done that. I'm not going to be looking at this chat as much now, but just because we're on a arrival. But don't worry, I'll look at it more when I get down. We're getting some nice power on these IEs to keep us stable, although if I remember from my manual speed approaches with these, you really do need the power.
Yes.
Josh should be necessary to go. Not really, you don't have to. I mean, pilots go a lower flap, usually on landing. They don't always go full. Yes, there is that. These do have a shutdown sound, Gus, although they're very quiet once you're on the ground. Jesse, how can you just climb on FST? Well, there's the climb box in the plan section. If you go to plan, then context menu, then aircraft, there's the climb. You can set the max climb on departure. Other than that, it'll just climb itself. Of course, those restrictions don't apply. Yeah, probably not. I assume they don't. Yeah. 210 knots now, so we'll give it a bit more flap. Because the thing is, because I can't hear the flap sounds, I don't know whether it's still putting more flaps out. But we'll just give it some more. We don't need full flap, no. There's sometimes they'll go flaps 3 on the Airbus, sometimes they'll go flaps full. As you can see, there's that flap settings obviously put out a lot because the power's come in. But it really depends on the pilot, the conditions, and the length of the runway. But we'll be fine. I'll probably leave it at this flap setting anyway, because I think we've put a good amount out.
-205.
And we're coming back now anyway.
-1100 FT.
See minus 1100 there.
205.
Right.
-200.
See, we're now at 200. Tell you what, let's just go. I'm just going to press F8, which will just put full flap out. So if there's any more flap, that'll come out. I'm not sure there is any more flap though. I think I've done it all anyway. I think we're going flaps full, which is about flaps 4, I think, on the Airbus, if I'm right.
S.
Yeah, I don't think it has. Right, we're good on the flaps then.
-190.
So bringing it back, the 140 is our touchdown speed. So I'm just going to go up here to our altitude now. Pass all this rubbish. There we go, 3,250 feet. So we're just going to wait a little bit longer before we put the gear out. It's got some random letters, CPT after that. I think that's just a waypoint. But this is our live altitude. See, we're now at 3,000 feet. So we're in about, I don't know, about 2600-ish. We'll put the gear down. I'm in no rush.
Right,
2800. Right, I'm not going to be looking at chat from now on, so I'll look at it when I get back. Right, there's 2500. Gear down. So I'll just keep checking our altitude. You'll hear the call-outs, the good old e-speak call-outs in the A320, which I have tried to change, but it won't. And then we will, at about 100 feet, the autopilot will come out, and then I'll just, as we get closer to the runway, idle the throttle and touch down. We'll do reverse thrust, obviously, with the F2, and you'll keep hearing it say ... as we land. That's because I'm pressing the full stop key, which is the brakes.
LRT 850, 1850 PCPT.
Coming through 1800.
S. Big Moose 850, 1170 PCPT.
You will hear that noise every so often. That's just it adjusting things. Alright, it's nice. It's brought these IEs right back.
LRT 710 PCPT.
We're coming through as 500 feet.
41%.
I can just listen to the call outs pretty much now.
Minimum 200.
Big Moose 800, 290 PCPT.
100. 50. 30. 20. Retard 10.
We're down. Reverse.
Dot.
Don't know if there is any reverse sound.
Dot.
There is a very quiet reverse sound.
Dot.
Bit more brakes.
Dot.
We're all nicely stopped. So, reverse thrust out. Parking brake set. We'll get rid of the flaps. Just bring them up.
S.
And welcome to Dusseldorf.
S.
Shut down, I think.
S. 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 S.
Alright, this was pretty much done. What I am going to do just before everything else is just go right up to here and go to plan with FST.
Context menu. Toggle with aircraft. Stop.
Just go clear because we're obviously going to put another plan in a bit, so it'll make it a lot easier for us. Here, those IEs still gently spooling down.
No next review mode. Stop. Right. Next.
Yeah, that wasn't very good for it apparently.
Menu. Lockheed Martin register for A320 register V4.
Is FS Tramp even still there?
FS Tramp.
Oh, it is still there. Wonderful. Right, so that's all our aircraft shut down with all the engines and everything, pretty much.
204.
Right. So, what do we need to do? Project fly. Distance 1 which is about right, obviously, as usual. 0, I would hope. -6 FPM, very nice, I will take that. In the A320. I wonder if we actually got that or if it bounced. Anyway, complete flight.
Flight 932 project. Flight 932 932. Flight statistics.
Flight stats 1 hour 10 minutes.
Complete.
Distance was only 270.
Landing rate -6 FPM. Passenger 180.
Had 180 people.
There aren't any notes for this flight.
There aren't any notes. No, we only had one landing.
-6 FPM.
-6 FPM, very nice. 1 degrees of pitch, 0 degrees, 129 knots on the speed. And I will take that. Very nice. Alright, let me just take us back to the Stratus view. Stratus. And let me just check the chat. And we will then make preparations to go back to Heathrow. So what did we have? Yeah, we've done that. Marsh, you can turn over. Yes, I know. I just sometimes I like to know that it's working with the dot thing. But I guess on stream I could turn it off. It's nothing major, but I guess it kind of just lets me know that the brakes are on. Marshall, you will follow me back on your friend the Airsoft. Are we doing? Yes, we'll go back to Heathrow, Marshall. Yeah, that's right. It is raining in EDDL, is it? That's interesting. I haven't got Active Sky running, so I guess I could put the rain weather effect on. Right, that's the check called up with, so we're going to go back to Heathrow. Let's start making preparations for that.
Menu. Lockheed Martin FS Tram. Straightest project fly document button. Table with 4 rows. Fly now button.
Right, so we are going EDDL to EGLL.
List with 1 item clickable EGLL London Heathrow.
35 flights. Right, we don't want to be EasyJet. We're not being. No, we're not doing that either. We want the A320. These are all A319s. I'm trying to find the one with the same aircraft that we came in. Enough with the A319s. Oh, is that the right one? No, it's easy. These are all EasyJet. Loads of BAs. We might end up just doing one that they do in an A319, but just go back. Where are we? Oh, there's an A321. Come on, where's our aircraft? Does it even do it? Oh, maybe it's this one. Yeah, this is the one. BA933. We'll do this one. This is the same aircraft. Right. That's the one we want, which is obviously in... no, we don't need to add an aircraft at all. That's the one I'm clicking on. I don't want to add your aircraft. Why are you bringing that up? Oh. No, I don't need to do that. Let me go back, I don't know what it's doing. Project Fly. It's right near the bottom, I'm going to have to go down now again. Thanks, Project Crap. No, we don't want any of this rubbish. Yeah, it was the very last one, of course it was. Right, let's try this again. Let's complete your booking. Yeah, this is all filled out.
Departure, arrival, flight, clickable schedule, select air, select one edit, land, list with 38 items, new aircraft button, clickable GU 320, British Airways, EDDL.
That's the one.
Out of list network, clickable.
Oh, there we go, we've done it. Book and dispatch,
clickable sim brief, auto.
Sim brief auto, go.
Simbrief.com virtual flight planning solutions, Eric cycle 1902, 31 Jan 1927, 10%, 22%, 46%, 61%, 0%. Dispatch project fly document, sim brief, auto, bookings project fly.
Right, so that's now generated that.
Column 7 fly now button, link briefing.
Oops.
Button fly
That's
now.
clever of me, wasn't it? I think it's done it anyway. I've clicked something wrong.
Menu. PDF.
There we go. I just want to view the PDF, obviously.
Menu. PDF. Land. Clickable. Land.
So,
I
just want to see the where our cruise is. I don't need your fuel. I'll sort the fuel out. Where's the... Oh, that's all the weights.
Estimated tow 66,429 loss 63,009. AVGFFKGS/HR2600. Fuel highs P00.0. ALTN ETCCTKOF ALTN 7 dot. FL step CDDL
Oh, here we go.
040/0320.
Right, that's taking us up by the looks of it to flight level 240, so I may change that, but whatever.
Config ALTN map. Including
Now where's my routing?
middle. Fuel. Plan.
I don't like these PDFs, but
FL fuel highs P.
we need the routing.
Block pick. No. Tell. Page. Alter.
Oh, here we go.
EDL600.
So we're going EDDL and 2-3 left, and then it's given us a SID.
EDDL/23L.
So 2-3 left, I need to remember. Right, perfect. Let's just click fly now on that and get project fly done. And then we're going to go and deal with... Oh, actually, I'm an idiot. We don't need to... We can't do that, can we? Because what I needed to do... Let me just sort this out, actually, because what I should have done is go to status, booking,
table, column 7 progress button, out of table 1357, table with 1 rows and 7 columns, row 1 column 7 button radar, button column 6 of 320, heading level 3 view.
I don't think it's going to let me do it now.
Radar button, no next button.
Why does Project Fly not let me export it once it's in progress? Right, okay, just a second. What I'm just going to have to do is just go cancel on the flight, and then of course Project Fly wants me to dispatch it again. So let me just do this. Because I needed to export it, but I forgot to export it, so I'm just going to dispatch it again. I don't need to look for all the briefing because I know what it's going to be.
Dispatch project fly document, sim brief, auto bookings project.
Right.
Column 60, column 7 fly now, export button.
There we go, export.
Export button available. Clickable.
This is just all the admin stuff you have to go through, but it's sort of what they have to do in real life in many ways.
Clickable flight 1 sheet. Clickable flight back. Clickable flight back. Clickable FS. Clickable FS 2000. Clickable FS labs A3. Clickable FSX/P3.
FSX/P3d. Again, flight sim X, because for some reason mine bugs out with that. Export. This route has been successfully exported. Right, perfect. Right, fly now again. And that's 270, whatever, that's all sorted. Right, so what do we need to actually do? We need to do the fuel for starters, and payload. Right, so the payload can stay as it is. Let's see if this is going to work with the... All depend... Oh, I think it's still on the FS Tramp window. I need to... if it's going to mess up with OCR, we'll just go back with what we've got. Because it's not giving me... Flights, aircraft. Should give me the fuel and payload. But it doesn't seem to be doing it. Oh no, there we go. Right, now is P3d going to work, or is it going to give me the unavailable thing? Oh no, it's going to work just fine. It's going to work just fine. Right, so we can have a look here how much we've got. As you can see, we've got 6.88. So I planned the fuel to perfection. What we need to do here is I'm just going to add another, what did we go with last time? I think it was about 40 in the centre. Centre 2 should still be on 0 as it is. Left is still on 35. Clearly we didn't use any in the left. So that can stay as it is. Right is also on 35, and everything else is fine. So wonderful. And then all we're going to do is go here and load us to the runway, because we're probably at the end of the runway at the minute. As soon as I can get it to do go to airport. That's what we want, go to airport. Then is it going to load?
Map, go to airport. Oh.
Yeah, go to airport please.
Map, go to airport.
Maybe it's going to work.
Submenu dialog window.
Yes, there we go. So we are going EDDL. Apologies for this sort of delay, but we're just doing the usual. No, we don't want a helipad.
23L.
I can't even remember what runway it was. I think it was at 23 left.
23R.
Possibly. What other runways do they have?
5L.
So they've got the 5s.
Beta 1 gate small. Restore time on combo box. Beta 1 gate small to left.
Right, yeah, I think it was 2-3 left then. I'm pretty sure that's where we're going off of. P3d is being laggy.
Track flight project fly window row 1 column 1. Track flight project fly document 207.
What?
Profile restream. Track profile restream chat.
Oh, P3d is being
Menu.
crashed,
Track
I
profile
think.
restream chat row 1 column 1. Folder view list project flight.
It didn't like me
Stop running.
moving so
Track
fast.
restream profile mail button. Track flight project restream profile mail button. Track flight restream chat 1 running profile untitled scene. Screen open drop. Restream track flight project fly row 1. Track link graphic clickable settings. DA 900 you can manage your
Oh, right, okay.
folder
Well,
view
I'll tell you what,
list.
that makes it
Default
easier
software.
for me anyway.
Default
Because I can just reload the sim and reload the aircraft that way instead of messing about with it. So just give me a second. Look at the chat once you're actually
Menu.
ready to
Track
go, because it's just
Restream chat
going
row. Restream
to
chat
have
row.
to reload
Restream track flight
things.
profile. Restream chat track. Menu. Restream chat track. Pre-3D registered scenario startup window. Change view.
Right, so let me just reload
Dialog
this.
window.
It was, I think, because I was going too fast along the, because the
45%
CPU and
RAM
stuff
use,
is
CPU
fine.
66
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Data grid click to select.
Right, let me just go and get the aircraft that we were using again. We were using the A320 IAE livery.
Airbus A321 Air. Airbus
And I'll just load it on the right
A320 United Slash.
thing.
Airbus A320 Swiss International.
Where were we?
Airbus A320 man or date item selected. Airbus A320 man airlines IA livery date. Airbus
That's the one we were
A320
using,
man airlines IA.
because that's definitely an IAE, because it says so.
Change view list web user change air.
Change airport again.
Submenu dialog window. Edit search by FE.
EDDL.
Combo box menu model. Combo box active runway.
And we'll go past your
1
helipad, and then it was on to, I think it was 2-3 left.
23L.
So that's what we're going to go off of.
Change view. Listing available.
Right, let's just let this load. I'll redo the fuel and payload, because that's, I'm going to have to just do that. And then I'll just load into FST, and we can go.
26%. 36%.
And I will look at chat, and just give me a second to get this flight up and
46%.
running.
56%. 66%. 76%.
Right. P3d
Registered V4.
is pretty much loaded. Let me just give it a second to load fully. And, right, I tell you what, I think we can do avionics on, even though there are no avionics really, because there's no sound. Right. So we just want the fuel and payload, which I think is there.
L space A submenu dialog window.
There we go.
Display fuel quantity data grid. Display fuel quantity as made. Data grid. Center 01
So this is the center which we had at what did we have? I think it was 40.
Center 2 row 2 and column 1. Edit 0.
Center 2
9. 0.
can go to 0. Left O can stay as that. That was on 35. That was on 35, and the payload is fine as it is, I don't care. Right, there we go on that. Let's start the engines. Let me read chat now. Yours doesn't show but. Do they do not do? Sorry, what do you mean, Jesse? It doesn't show buttons like what? What buttons isn't it showing? Oh, you've got to go over. Alright, thanks Alex for dropping in. I hope you enjoyed the stream. See you later. Marshall just texting out. Yeah, we'll be going in a sec. Right. Once these flipping IEs have started up, it takes them a while. And I'll just load into FST and we'll get going. I'll leave the cruise altitude for sim brief because it'll give me a bit of a longer flight time because I may have to go and eat during this anyway, so. There comes the second engine.
S.
Yeah, I think the only reason P3d crashed was just because I was going through too fast with the arrow keys and NVDA was being sluggish with it. I've had it happen before. I wonder if it's... No, my C drive's fine. Right, so FS Tramp and screen review. I'm just going to do the usual checks to make sure that we're on the A320, because it would be disastrous for me, very funny for you if it was on a Cessna. Yeah, it is, so I can go. So we're just going to go and load this plan.
Context menu. Open. Open type list. Emphasis E. E01.PLN322. Emphasis 01.PLN322.
Load. And perfect.
Zoom in.
Chucks me to the bottom. Of course it does.
300 mark. ES 00 alt 23 HDG 00 autopilot map 2 U.
Autopilot. Left click. Give it a sec to come on.
Property page 231 Fly plan M1. L.
Fly plan.
Fly plan M1. Fly plan M1 checkbox checked.
Is sorted.
Fly holding M. Autopilot 200 HDG 23 degrees 24,000.
That's 24,000. It's all set.
Lockheed Martin register P3d register V4.
Right, we'll go on the flaps. 2 notches of flap, just to give us some help. Then we're ready to go, and you can all enjoy the beautiful sounds of the IEs. Let me just check chat again, rather. Yeah, I don't think there's a newer version yet, Jesse. It should still be on the same application. Right, parking brakes released. We're going to go full power, and of course I'll pull the gear up when we get airborne. Enjoy the sounds, and let's depart.
G. S.
Right, we are up. Gears up, flaps are up. FST has control. You know we can get a good piece of... I don't know which one I'm using, to be honest, Gus. I can't remember. Is there one on Riku? We have to have a little look. It's possible that there's one on Riku. There's definitely one. You'll definitely be able to find one. I think there may be one on Riku, which should work with FST. We lifted off at the same time, did we, Marshall? Very weird. Anyway, off we go, back to Heathrow. And then we'll call the stream there, but it's been fun, you know, and we've still got this flight to do. So... So we're off. You can hear the. Oh, I'm reading wrong. Old messages in the chat. Josh, what flight are we doing now? We're just heading back from Dusseldorf. We landed in Dusseldorf. I went to sort stuff out with P3d and to switch us back to the runway. P3d crashed when I tried to switch us back to the runway. I think because I was moving when I was going down the list of runways and stuff at the airport, I went down really fast and then tried to tab at the same time and it messed it up. But everything got reset and I restarted P3d, and we're now just departed out of Dusseldorf back to Heathrow. So we have another approach. The 12 yes, Gus, that's the one I'm using, yeah, with the Sky High 763 sounds. The only problem that I would have with changing the sim brief, we're going in and changing the cruise, is the problem that FST seems to have the information based off of the sim brief flight plan. So it thinks that at top of descent we're going to be at 23,000, but if I go up to say 30,000, it's going to be a massive change, if you see my point, for the simple reason that obviously we're not at 23,000. So that's why I'm reluctant to actually change our flight level.
Property phase 274, deck 95, 10 FT, 2700 FT, /min 245 KTS1.
I think it's getting ready to increase our speed.
Autopilot 255, HDG, 23 degrees max stand, 24,000, 20, alt, 24,000, alt, 2600 FT, /min.
Oh, we are climbing nicely.
Alt, 2600 FT, /min.
And there goes the full power because we're above. We're above 10,000. You see, it's just so much easier with FS Tramp to do flights. Like, we've done 2 flights, it's not even been 2 hours yet, and this is with P3d and the usual, you know, the messing about with the interface that you have to do with that. So it's just you get to do so many more flights with this. By the way, Josh, on the approach we got on the landing, sorry, we got a -6 FPM landing rate.
%, RAM used, CPU at 57.4%.
The greaser chip, yeah, I can't remember if I already have that. I'll have to have a look. What was the magic touch? I don't know, you have to go and watch it back. I don't know if it was just... Because, I mean, I've had both with FST. It's not like I get that all the time. I've had it where I get like a minus 600 FPM. I got that yesterday with my 7.8 when I landed into Mexico on my long haul that I did. But, I don't know, maybe I just idled the power at the right time. What I actually did, I think, was at like 100, I started bringing the power back a bit slowly with F2. Then when it got to like 40, I brought it back fully with F1. And I don't know, we just seemed to touch down perfectly. I'll see if I can do it again into Heathrow. It might have just been a thing that happened and will never happen again. Just a trim, no, I didn't even adjust the trim. We had 1 degree of pitch when we touched down. No, I didn't even adjust the trim, I just idled the power. The one I got, Marshall, I think was from FS Freeware, and it had both. It had repaints and it had an RR and the PWs. What I'm trying to work out is if I'm going to have enough time to... Marshall, if you're on Project Fly, or even if you're not, can you go on Project Fly radar and see how much time it says until we land? Actually, I might be able to do it. 1 second. I'll have to go out of this, but I don't really care. See, this is why I really wish they'd just put the blooming ETA on the thing. Stratus. Okay, let's just go to Stratus. View radar. If I just put blind in for blind flight simmer. Didn't seem to bring me up. Thought it would. There we go, I've got me.
251 degrees heading level, 353 kts at 1510 FPM, 20,380 offline heading left, line flights are link heading, G-Wing heading, 300, details heading, 40 minutes heading level 3.
40 minutes? I don't know if I'm going to have time to go and eat my full dinner. Maybe. I don't know.
Lockheed Martin register 0, Lockheed Martin register P3d register P4. S.
Come on, FS Tramp, with your focus issues. There we go.
Property page 255 deck 22,100.
Gus, you wonder if you're A320. Well, you see, mine, what they tend to do is it doesn't give me the 1,000 call out, or even sometimes the 500. I seem to get 2,500, and then I get minimums. Oh, sorry, no, then I get approaching minimums, 200, 100, 50, blah blah blah. I don't know. Which airlines use them? I don't even know, Marshall. I think Delta use the Pratt and Whitneys, don't they? That plane sound, yeah, it does sound nice actually at full power. Sound nice, Jesse. What else have we got? Oh, did I tell Matt that? I've told him before, yeah, in his streams, when he's been coding the new version. But we'll see what comes in the new one. If it isn't on there, I'll message him, because I don't know why it's not. It's such a basic thing. You could probably land with MVDA with them. Yeah, probably. There we go. We've hit cruise. I'm going to go and see what I have for dinner anyway. Because I mean, FST will do the descent. So as long as I've got my eye on the stream, all I need to be back for is the latter part. It's going to do that just as we hit cruise. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I am going to go and eat now. It should give me enough time. I'll be back for a descent. I'll make sure I'm back by, you know, at the very latest, like 10,000 feet, so that we're fine. Let me just check chat once before I go. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So feel free to stick around. I'm not going to be too long, 30 minutes or something like that. You can obviously use the live chat, and I'll keep the stream up, so don't worry, if anything happens I'll come back. But I'm going to go and eat. The plane is just going to sit in cruise at flight level 240, and I will see you all very soon back for the landing into Heathrow. Just as I can have it paused at the top. Okay, how do you know where top of descent is though? That's the only thing. Like, I don't know. I guess I'd have to have used SimBrief. I think I'll be back in time, but I really want an add-on or FST to work out somehow how to pause it, because that would be a really useful feature. Right, I will go and eat now, but yeah, I don't know what the waypoint at top of descent is, but Right, I am back, just in time it would seem, for descent. Yeah, what I was going to say, Josh, is, so how do you see what waypoints are and their respective altitudes? Do you just use Screen Review with FST, or are you using like the SimBrief thing? Like, how do you see what the altitude is supposed to be? Or do you, like, and then what do you actually do with that? Let me catch up with chat. Marshall, you have not yet. Okay, that's fine. Jesse is still there. What is the maximum? I don't know actually, Marshall. I think probably about 20, maybe. 12. Yeah, we just started descending, but it's fine because I'm back, so we're sorted. The waypoints in... Oh, okay. So you... The waypoints in your mind is a lift view. That's your arrow up and down, and it'll read the name speed of the waypoint. So you mean you use Screen Review, do you? As in, like... Where do the... Is this like above here? Those? How do you actually get the list view to click up? Is it just any of those? Is that what's left on my flight plan or something? Nice, Marshall, yeah, you'll be fine. You're on approach like me then. So do I just, like on one of these waypoints, do I just activate and left click? Left click and Screen Review. Right, so if I activate, say, Kumik, left click, and then Screen Review. Ah, right, okay.
305 KTS. Triple logo 1236 17,670 290 19.80 1353 636.9. GMH. Saber logo 1266 16,052
So 16,000 nice.
300 KTS. Kumik. Razo logo 1266 12,000.
I assume.
Razo logo 1266 12,950.
That's 12,900. Okay.
Razo logo 200 LMA 110.05. NAV 1. D083 logo 1266 10,754.
10. Okay. And then do I activate that and do the context menu? Is that right?
Metal 114.60. NAV 2 0284.0. ADF. Map 1. Fly plan M1. Fly holding F. Autopilot map 2.
I kind of get it. Yeah. Just seem a bit awkward, but I kind of get that. Yeah.
12,900. Alt. Minus 3,100 FT.
Yeah, that's going to 12,900, which I think was one. So I assume they're just the ones that are left in my plan, and then I could go there and click on one that's near top of descent. Okay, great, yeah. Hi Abhishek. Let me go and see actually then if I can get it to pause at one, just as a test.
Flight plan Mach 1, ADF 028, nav 2, 100, level. D083 over 266, 10,754, 200.
So that one there is 10,000. So if I activate that, left click.
Property page /O1, EDDLMODR1 models.
Oh no, that doesn't. You've got a context menu on it, do you?
D083 over 266, 10,750, 0. Context menu. Plan point settings submenu O. Center macros.
Ah, I see.
Flight to URF. Skip to URS. Holding pattern. A. Nav A thread. The submenu. Cut T. Copy C. Paste unavailable. Delete LE. Select all up. Center macros. Plan point settings submenu O. Simulator pause.
Ah, simulated pause. I see.
Turn after passing T. Bearing point unavailable B. /1. Rename of release proceed. Simulator pause. Set altitude. Speed. Simulator pause.
Right. Enter.
/01
So now, I guess when we reach that waypoint, it should pause for me at that point.
264. HDG. 23 degrees max stand. 10,700.
Right, so it's now just selected to that waypoint by the looks of that. So I'm just going to wait and see if at some point it pauses. It should pause the sim for me. Oh.
Minus 2300 FTs. Alt. Minus 2400.
I think it's got the
290. Minus 2700 FT.
It's got the focus bug, I think now.
Menu. Lockheed Martin registered R3D registered P4. S.
There we go. I don't know whether it will pause. I think I might. I don't know if I did it too late, but we'll, let's see if I can get it to do it.
Top nav 1. Top 104. Nav 1. 140. Nav 2. 0284. ADF. Mach 1. Flight holding FM. Autopilot. 200. HDG. 23 degrees. 10,000. Alt.
Looks like it's still aiming for that point.
S.
So we'll continue on our way. You want to host a server? Well, I mean, it will probably cost you to host a server. You have to have your own sort of setup. I don't host my server. A friend of mine hosts the server for me and just gives me access to it. Ah, very good. So it's just pause the sim. So then unpause. Very good. Yeah. Okay. So that does work. So I can go and look at all the waypoints that are left in my flight plan, view the list, and go and just pause it. Right. Okay. So that's great. That'll be very helpful actually on long hauls, or if I have to go, I can just do the pause thing. I think you have to do it for... Yeah, I think I just managed to do it before it got selected, luckily this time. So it's still going down. Yep, so it's past that one where it paused. We're now at 250, so soon we'll start with the flaps and whatnot. Yeah, so to host a server you have to have your own sort of, I don't even know what you actually have to have, but you see mine is hosted by someone who has their own personal setup, so like I imagine you'd have to pay a certain amount per month to actually have services to host one.
250 minus 1100 FTs.
You know, in terms of the space or whatever that you'd need.
S.
John, I waited till the power. Sorry, I waited till the AP had disconnected, and then I got 100, so I started using F2 and pulled the power back a little. Then by about 50, 40, whatever, I pulled the power right back with F1. But I think it's very aircraft specific, which is the thing. Alright, let's start with the flaps now. Right. Another notch of flaps now.
Nav 1. PCAPP. Nav 1. Nav 1. 0.40. ES. 235. Alt. 00000.
Right, so it's put our altitude, I think, right down
HDG. 23 degrees max. 00. Alt.
to 0, so clearly it's going direct to our final altitude now.
Minus 1000 FTs. 235.
More flap. Right, Marshall's coming straight in for the runway, nice, so we're about the same actually, ish, give or take.
ES. 0.39. ES. 230.
Okay, we're looking alright on the speed.
Minus 225. Alt.
A flap, thus the power comes in more. I'm glad I don't have to fly these IEs on approach because they were horrible to fly manually. Game am I playing? This is currently P3d version 4. It's basically FSX, but it's been updated and republished. What is FS freeware? It's just another site that has a load of freeware for FSX. It has a load of aircraft packs, a bit like Riku, but you know, it's got a load of other different stuff. I think it does other stuff other than aircraft as well, but there's some good aircraft you can get off there that you might not be able to get off Riku. Right, how are we doing?
Alt. Minus 215.
215 on the speed. So we'll give it some more flap. We'll go full flap again. I don't think it's really necessary, but we will. We'll be fine at Heathrow. There's a nice long runway. Oh, that must be a lot of flap because we can hear the power.
S. Minus 1100 FT. 210.
Right, so all pretty much set. The only thing we've got left to do is the gear.
205.
Right, we're looking good, so I'm just going to go up to our altitude up here.
200. D0 4000. Race load 248. Rock. Race load 4240 feet.
There's our altitude, so we're not even at 4,000 yet, so we're a little bit early, but we're nice and ready to be, well, we're all sorted out with our configuration. Okay, Marshall's coming in on Heathrow as well. You're on Eurofly, right, Marshall? What was the command, Marshall, to speed the type things off? The NVDA 2?
Speed characters off.
There we go. Yeah, that's right. That'll, just so when we touch down we don't get ... when I'm pressing the brakes. Right, so we're looking good. Altitude is 3,200 pretty much-ish. So, a few more 100 feet, then we'll do the gear.
Result load 2,720 feet.
2,500.
Right, we're exactly there. As you can see, a little discrepancy in the altitude there. Anyway, gear down. That's annoying. I don't care about JAWS anyway. I don't really use JAWS on this. MVD has a lot more features that are better suited to what I need to do for access. I know, yeah. It's this Riku one. Trust me, Josh, I've tried to change them to real Airbus ones and it starts throwing errors, so I had to leave them as they are. Yes, e-speak. Good old e-speak call-outs. Right, coming up to 1,500 feet. We got 1,000 today. Didn't get 1,000 on approach. Right, so all I'm going to do is the usual. Just you'll hear the AP come out. We'll idle the power and whatever. So.
Result 850 feet. Result load 620 feet.
500. Hundred above. Minimum 200.
47%.
100. 50. 30. 20. Retard 10.
Reverse thrust out. Parking brake set. Welcome back to Heathrow. Engine shut off. Again. That was pretty much exactly the same as the first approach. We seem to be descending a little bit more slowly, which is why I pulled the power back a little bit earlier than I did on the first. But all seemed to be fine.
Speed type characters on.
Turn back on now. We don't need it. We'll just let these engines spool down, then we'll go and see how we did on Project Fly. All right, Abhishek, that's fine. That's our aircraft all shut down. Let me just get rid of FST. And all we need to do now is... oh yeah, we're still on the radar. I forgot that. I've got to go back here and just go to...
Clickable. Navigation landmark list. Link clickable community. Link radar. Link clickable stratus.
Stratus.
List with 5 items. Link graphic clickable booking.
Bookings, and it'll show me my live one. Obviously it's in progress.
London Heathrow edit. ED. Flight files and export heading. Flight heading left.
Flight distance is one of them, exactly the same as before.
Arrive. Land. 51.1. Net. Stop. Spell. Rules. IF. Net. Minus 399.
Ow, yeah, that was a bit more forceful, but I'll still take it. See, this is why I don't think there's one specific way for us to do it, because that was pretty much, it sounded to me anyway, exactly the same as the first one in terms of the timings, but the first one was a lot better than that one. Anyway, I'll take it, that's fine. But at least it's not like minus 600. It's about, it's just about as it's just about fine. Right, so we can see block time was 108, pretty much the same as the first one, just 2 minutes less. 270 nautical miles, that's our fuel, minus 3, which we've already seen. 108, I don't know why it always seems to put 180 passengers on this thing, it's a bit weird. That's all that. Aren't any notes, obviously. Well, we didn't bounce, there is that. Yeah, the G-force was a lot more on this, I wonder if that was why. The pitch is the same, 0 degrees roll, 119 knots, so our speed was a bit lower than the first one. But interesting. So we can see now my stats anyway. How much have I got? 44 flights, 128 hours on here, minus 298. It's my average landing rate seems to be stuck about there. It seems to just fluctuate between about minus 300 and minus 280 or something, but it always seems to stick around there. So I think that's about the best we're going to get. And last flight is obviously Dusseldorf to that. So I think that's pretty much it. We can just get rid of Project Fly. We don't need that. And, I can also get rid of the sim. I'll do it now, why not? Exit proper 3D. Yes. And then I will just do one more check of chat, and then we will be done with the stream for today. Oh yeah, restream chat, thanks for nothing, you didn't help. Right, let me just check the chat again. Marshall, you wish you could view the landing rate on the radar. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do that. I mean, as long you can kind of see it if you capture the descent rate just for touchdown, but it's a bit awkward. Marshall, you're going to log on to TT? Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I'm pretty much done with the stream. I'll log on in a bit. Right, that's pretty much it. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. The stream will archive. I don't know how long it's going to take because of YouTube's usual processing times. 2 nice flights, 2 good approaches. With you know, they were stable anyway. The first was very good with the landing rate. You can always go back and watch that one, and the second was relatively okay. So anyway, 2 little flights done, and that's the stream for this week. I'm trying to at the moment trying to endeavour to do 1 stream per week. As you can probably see, for the past few weeks we've had a stream at some point during the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I'll try and keep that up. We will see how it goes. It may fall at some point, but you know, it at least gives us a time to catch up over the week. Right, I will see you in the next stream. Thank you for all the support. Let me just check chat one more time. Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So thanks for all the support anyway. We've had a nice stream with lots of people in chat as usual, so I will see you in the next, whatever it